that is another story.
Okay,
Get
15 plus years of experience in various domain. As you mentioned that, so my career path is zigzag. So I started with as kind of a Java developer, later Python developer, and somewhere in testing, somewhere in architect, and later finally I'm here standing now in data data science and AI related architect, and as well as the problem solving, and I am part of the COE. So my to understand my nature of work is we get some kind of a requirement or any existing application which is running good in production, but they need to implement AI along with that is the legacy applications. What is the best practice and what kind of infrastructure it requires? So that solution I'm providing it, and as well as whenever they have some kind of a new requirement in application or need to start from scratch, and which based on that business, which architect, which infrastructure, and which all type of pattern of applications need to create. So that architect level I'm helping it. Okay, so this is my background. So mostly I'm with consulting and helping to give the problem solving wherever it's getting issue in software side. And now I'm part of in AI as well. So in everywhere we try to integrate AI in any one of the form. So either it is in a data level or automated one or agentic mode. So any of the form it required or AI is a compulsory one in all the domain, not only in software side. In all the domain, it's a mandatory kind of requirement now it's going on. Okay, so for that I'm giving some of what is the best practice, and in case of wherever they're facing some challenges, how to overcome the challenges, I'm giving solution on that. Okay, this is what background about me. If you have,
Then I moved software side. So from last 6 years,
okay,
I'm working into automotive domain.
okay, okay, fine. So that before going to this, before you already completed any data science and
Yeah,
kind of
here
Python, these are all completed.
yeah, in Besant technology, in Besant only, I have completed Python, and later I have completed NLP and
I'm just giving some from the base level to I'm just giving some from the base level to generative AI, how this all get evolved. Okay, so I just give some
yeah,
kind of introduction about it. So as you know that in before AI and machine learning, you may hear the big data. Okay,
yeah,
so
Hadoop,
okay,
yeah,
so
Hadoop,
this big data, yes, I do big data. These are all data. File level means it's a CSV format or PDF file. So such things we able to manipulate it and convert that into a right structure of the data. Okay, that is that first step. And then that
yeah,
later they came into that data science. So the data science means after structuring that unstructured data, what needs to apply in that. So we need to apply some kind of statistics to read the data. Okay, we just creating a structured data is not enough. In top of that, we have to get some value added information from there. So the people implemented data science. So in this data science, it's nothing but all scientific calculators. We know, right? All those formulas, log, the standard deviations, whatever. So all that scientific related calculations, all we just able to implement in this data science. So which enables, which help us to visualize the data, okay, in a more
mhm,
meaningful way. Okay, so that is the data science. Data science is nothing but it's all with statistics, okay,
correct,
and predictions, okay. And data analyst, what is meant by data analyst? Data analyst purely it's related to that business level. So you have some kind of 1 year of data. So you are the businessman. If you have a lot of branches, you want to understand your business current situation of your business. How? So if they submitting file by file is not enough, it's not able to understand what is going on. But as a part of the businessman, we need to visualize our graph. Okay, that is the meaning we called it as a data visualization. So whatever the profit loss, which branch is getting more profit, which branch less profit, what drawback, and how many people are there, how much experience are there. So everything is collidely it's converting into a graphical mode and give that analysis. So that's nothing but data analytics. Okay, how the combining the multiple data to create a meaningful graphical representations. So it's full of with business logic oriented. So that is nothing but data analyst.
Got it.
So for this, we already have some ready-made tool called Tableau. Some
Yeah.
lot of tools are there, but that's all paid one. But if you know this Python and some libraries there, so you able to visualize the data by using the program. Okay. So rather that tool have some kind of standard version. But in case if you go for Python with some existing library to visualize your data, you'll be able to customize wherever it required. You can create your own style of graphical representations. Okay, the creative one we able to inject here.
Yes.
And so this is till that data level. Next, they go for the machine learning. So this machine learning is nothing but you have to understand in a two way. The one we called as a trained, another one is test. So the machine learning is nothing but how the machine is going to learn. That is a one part. And second, the main thing is it has some algorithm. It has some kind of framework. So that framework has some kind of calculations and all to predict our test data. Okay. So I already told that trained under test data. For example, I'm using classification ML model. So the classification ML model, which helps to classify the same category of the data. Okay. And some prediction model, linear regression model, which helps to predict your test data, whether it is in a linearly increasing or not. So which means if it is that linear line near to that your data, then whatever the test data you implemented, so that's all looks good. So now, for example, there is a linear regression model. You already know that linear regression model, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So the linear regression model, your test data, sorry, your trained data should be in that linear position, which means that graph should be in ramp up. So if you apply your test data, so your test data in a different color, so whether it is near to that linear line or not, if it is deviated from that linear line, so that we can say that whatever the test data we provided, so that's not a right one. So we have to convert that into a right form. For example, you have some kind of a business. If I'm increase this many people or employee increasing that employee or increasing the raw material, will it work or if it or it went or it go for loss. So we need to predict it. How to predict it? Or in that stock market, last 10 years this share is performing good, and the same kind of situation is now happening in politically entire world politically is unstable. So in this case, whether it is fit to go for this stock or not. So all those consideration, so it will give that a better output. So here the one thing you have to understand, your train data is very good. Your whatever the test data you're providing, that will give that correct output. In case your
Correct.
train data is not good, your test data prediction is not 100%. That accuracy level will let's go down. Okay. So these all each and every model their own principles, or we can say their own kind of formula, or I can say it's a kind of algorithm they return it. So based on that situation or based on that incoming data, which model will fit for this or not, we can able to decide it. Okay. So whenever you linear means it's a continuous data. Okay. So one data, next data, it's all depending x and y axis. So based on that x and y will change. Y based on y that x will need to change. So it's all interlinked. So such data you have to go for regression. Whenever the classification, so true or false. Okay, whenever you have to decide whether it is true or false. So it's more or less in a medical field. We can say you taking the blood samples and do the test, whether you have that red blood cells count is more or less. So they have some parameters and some things, right? So such kind of things we using here in the same model, classification model. So true or false kind of. Okay, whether that malaria is there or not, malaria true or false, they have some kind of a threshold. So that same way here as well we have to set it and checking it. So that's how. So in which type of data and which type of requirement, which ML algorithm we need to use, we have to know that. Okay, so this all to understand your test data based on that trained one. Okay,
Yeah.
and after ML, there is another one, deep learn. Okay, so why the deep learn is into the picture? Deep learn also required trained data and test data, but ML also it's required same. Why they created deep learn? ML will support only the numeric data, but deep learning can able to do non-numeric data as well. So which means a text, voice, video, that details all be able to use it. So the main reason it has neural networks. Okay, these neural networks which helps to give a weight for your incoming data, whether it is a text, number, or voice or video. Okay, so other than that number, any other format, that's all it will support. And how this all getting support, it will splitting and convert that into a weight. Each and every text, they will splitting it and create a weight. Okay, and there is some kind of summations and multiple hidden layers are creating it, and a combination of combination, finally it's just summarizing it. So after summarizing, it will apply the machine learning, and finally we get it. So summation means, so it know. Okay, for example, if I'm speak data science, if I'm not clearly speak, it already have a data science is a trained one. If I'm not clearly speak, that is a totally voice, right? This both trained and tested data will convert into a weight based on that decibel value. It will splitting and give that weight number. So whenever my blur voice is getting matched with a partially, it will try to create multiple combinations and finally summarizing it. So this is the word you try to speak. So such way it will give that output. So where we using this kind of a deep learning, whenever voice recognitions, for example, Indian speaks some kind of accent, but European speaks some kind of accent, and US people speak some kind of accent. So whatever the different accent the people speaks, but that deep learning should able to understand exactly what he try to speak. Okay, so these all take care by your deep learning. So how this all converting into how this all can be understandable, because each and every voice is converting into a weight, and it will try to match with that test data, I mean trained data. So wherever it get matches, then it will pick it and finally collide everything, which means summarizing it and try to speak out. So this is how it works. Okay, so for this is one type of example. Like this we can increase to more wherever Amazon Alexa. So that's all implemented deep learning. So whatever you speaks, even you wrongly speak, it try to understand, it try to match with that what is really you try to speak. Okay, so
Yes.
next level after deep learning, and deep learning is nothing but neural networks. After deep learning neural networks, they try to implement it, NLP. So NLP is plus NLP. So this is the integrated one. So we cannot split it. NLP, which helps to create or do a project kind of um, text conversions or text continuity kind of project. Whenever you try to type something, that next word automatically it will assume and tell you. okay, based on your their trained data, this NLP which helps to take the data. Okay, what you next value going to type it, which one you prefer one, that option it will give. Okay, so that's all comes under neural network. And finally they come into the picture. This is AI, artificial intelligence. So now whenever this artificial intelligence, if we say, it's not a separate one altogether, only we called it as an artificial intelligence. So now where only that before deep learning, machine learning is AI, they keep on saying it. After deep learning NLP, this all considered as a AI, they said it. After that, whenever they getting a generative AI, so now this is that AI, they everyone calling it. Okay, so not like that. So whatever the from the starting to now, everything it's collide. Without this, we cannot get this. Without this, we cannot do any predictions. So this is all required. This is all ecosystem of AI. So without that, we cannot do anything. So now we are in this position. So it's till this entire world slowly developed in each and every stage. But where one whenever it comes LLM and plus generative AI, so LLM we cannot say generative AI, LLM and yes, SLM, SLM, only LLM is enough. So what is LLM? It's nothing but large language model. So what it really have? It's all huge, large number of datas access. Okay, large data access basically we can consider in layman terms we can say whatever the question you asked, okay, in your copilot. Have you heard about copilot?
Yeah, we are using Copilot,
You are using
Microsoft
copilot,
one.
great.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, so the copilot is one type of LLM, Claude is a one type of LLM, and
ChatGPT, Gemini.
ChatGPT, Gemini, everything is LLM. Okay, so what is LLM? It's a nothing but a large data access. So basic abbreviation is large language model, but in layman term, I can say this is a large data access. So whenever whatever you ask to that your LLM, this LLM internally that NLP, deep learning, machine learning, everything is there in background. It will understand our question. How this understand by using NLP? Okay, splitting all your
Correct.
words and try to understanding it, and which to your question, which model need to implement to fetch the data. So we required model, right? Why? Because this model why required trained data. Trained data means whatever the data is stored in that LLM need to access it. The test data is nothing but whatever question you asked. Okay, so that is converting into a test and try to hit in your ML model. There is a lot of ML model in background of that LLM. Based on our question, it will choose that and fetch the data from within fraction of second. This all happen in very fast. We're not taking any more time. As you used a Copilot, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you asked any code level, coding level, anything like Python, I need to, as you working in the embedded system, in embedded, you using C or Python for embedded
Oh, yeah, Python. No, no, Python we are using. But I mean, I'm not into developing side. I'm into a tester side. So
testing.
whatever
Okay.
test cases, yeah, whatever test cases, manual test cases is there, whichever test cases is possible to automate. So here we
Mm.
are using CAPL script, and one more is Python script.
Mm. Initially, there is an embedded system we able to do only C embedded will support later. Python also it's getting to that picture, and in Python we
Correct.
can write multiple logics compared to C embedded. We can able to do multiple functions and logics. We able to write it. That same thing initially implemented in NASA in 90s itself. This Python was aggressively used by NASA and space research side since it's a more friendly with the data. and there is a scientific calculations is required while calculating the distance from one object to another object, or blur, whatever the blur vision and needs to enhancing it. For that they all used Python in very initial stage itself, which means before software side. So, but this Python is not big or not getting popular that time because it's more uh, familiar with that data related side. But that time we not have that much data. That research side it's all required, but in commercial world we not required. So the software is required at that time. So they start developing desktop application, web application. So for the Java .NETs are very big. Later, once that Android is came into the picture, then the data is getting more, and social media and everyday chatting. This millions of data are creating it per second. So we need to understand that data is a major fuel for running next whatever the decade of the years going forward. So the data will helps to feed the next number of decades. So such the entire business it's related to data. So in case if you want to research anything, yes, you require the data. So everything now it's in the form of data. So before the time is precious, now data is precious. So the time is get the data is getting topper compared to that time now. So if you have a good data, you're able to get whatever required. Okay, it's a kind of currency now. So so going forward, everything it's relating with the data, and even if you said it's a testing, your test cases by giving the requirement to this AI Copilot helps to create a test cases, and as well as even for a development, if you give that correct prompt, it will develop whatever you required it. So this all because of this LLM. Okay. So now what is meant with generative AI? LLM will help our supporting to do our task. But generative AI is nothing but whatever task you doing it, we creating one agent to it. Okay. I just ask, do this task. Yes, it will do and give that output. Even I'm not giving any input. I just give the name alone. It has to do. Or if you give any input, the already you already predefined it, so it will analyze the data which one is fit for it. It will take a decision and give that correct output. How that human brain is working for a particular task, that agent I'm going to create which can do itself. It not required any manual interruptions. So if I'm give any input, whatever that input. So that bot already I designed it to check the mail. Okay. I just give that today's date. It will take all the today's date and take that mails. These are that mails it's coming today. Till that I'm developed it. After that, 1 second, if I'm drill down and developing my agent saying that if the mail is coming from my manager, please read out and reply appropriately. If I'm give that, automatically that mail from my manager alone, it will filter it and reply immediately. Okay, so this is kind of one small example. Everybody doing it. So that same task we can assign to a bot. This bot or agent can do it automatically behalf of you, whatever you
Correct.
want to respond it. So it by reading that manager's mail and give that appropriate reply to it. Okay. So
Yes.
this is a kind of so now we have to create such things. Okay. So instead of getting the data which is already present in LLM, I need to do my own job which I'm doing in my current project or in my organization. So that kind of modification, or that kind of task doing AI we can doing we developing, right? That is what we called as generative AI. So the task anything whatever you work day to day work, you want to convert
Activities.
it into activities. Yes, you want to convert that into automated. Yes, that is the generative AI. That is one now. It's doing their job itself.
That is the name of generative AI. Okay.
Correct. Correct.
So this is that evaluation now. Now going forward, what is going to happen is whatever the generative AI I'm saying, currently we developing it, but there is already few companies using multiple agents to create another one agent. Got it?
Yeah.
So the
Yes.
robo
Yes.
developing robo.
Correct.
Okay. So the generative AI developer is required 1 month before I'm heard it. Now the people saying that agent of agent, that agent
Mhm.
creating another one agent, or agent
Correct.
calling another one agent is now is going on, but agent is creating another one agent. For example, that current agent which is doing the job, it's fine, but one fine time later it taking overloaded, it feel very kind of a slowness. It try to create another one agent. Okay, automatically in server side, whenever that server is getting stress, automatically it will create another one stress server, or increasing that memory to work, to do their work, whatever that incoming work, to manage their load. Okay,
Got it.
without any manual interruptions.
Got it.
So it takes its own decision. So for example, if I'm getting more work, so I cannot increase the memory, or I cannot stretch myself, so I'm creating ditto of me, and whatever the data is getting to me, if I'm busy, so kind of a multi-threading, I just share the work to another bot or agent that has to do that and give that response to that main agent. Finally it will give that output. So such way it's going to happen. It's all happening somewhere,
Mm.
but so this is all in a theoretical, but it still is happening. For Facebook, Google, they are very ahead, and they're not disclosing it because of their business values.
Correct.
They already implemented, but they won't disclose such kind of patent. But the peoples are thinking, so it's keep on evolving. But in my experience, I'm saying that this type of drastic change within a few months I never seen. So 1 year before, I just thought that AI and coming to that software field, at least it will take another 5 years, or 2 more, 3 years. At least 3 years it has to take. But now I'm not able to imagine every day or every month it giving new shock, and they developing multiple uh, LLMs, or more effective LLMs, and the tools which helps to complete our day-to-day task. Okay, such way they are
Yeah. I
developing it.
mean, yeah. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I mean, now I'm learning this one, right? It will be helpful, right, for future.
So see here, this generative is going to be a future. Okay, so
Yeah.
generative
Yeah.
AI will be in that all the field. Okay, so now
Yeah.
let's imagine before this AI, all we developing an application. Okay, now
Okay.
going forward, we not developing any application. We're going to develop bot.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to
Yes. Yes.
develop a bot. So bot in the sense, whatever that human, even that application development itself, it's going to be automated. Okay. So some basic line coding, basic developments, everything is will done by your agent itself. But going forward, if you want to speed up, I don't know what is going to happen after the generative AI. But if you are in that place, generative AI, what is next easily to adapt it? Okay, if you think there is no another one change is going to happen, so why we want to learn this generative AI? If you skip this, after that, if you try to learn, you have to learn this and then only go and update that. Okay,
Okay.
if you feel that 12th is that end, no, the next is college. So we have to go and read in college. So why we have to start learning? If you stop, one fine time later you have to push on learning from that LKG to college, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
if you are in that 12th standard now, that next college, if it open or if there is an opportunity, yes, you can easily to jump there without any effort.
Understood.
Okay, so that whatever the learning that won't get into any kind of losses. Okay, so if you
Yeah,
put
yeah,
the money in anywhere, that going to be a profit or losses, after that only we know, sometime later only we know. But
correct,
learning the things, you don't bother about it. The best investment is learning.
correct, correct. I agree with that.
Okay, so don't bother about it. If you have that kind of skill, you have money in your pocket. That kind of confidence will give. Okay,
Yeah, yes, yes,
so
I agree.
don't assist it to learning these things. Okay, so at least
Yeah,
we don't want to be a monster in all, but you should know what is this and that to understand it to travel next level. Okay,
yeah, yeah,
at
that is
least
what.
that level you required it. At least that level. I'm saying that you, even if it's not in master, but at least you know this and that, what it performing and what it works. And in case if it required, you can spend more time to learn and yourself. You able to understand that level. If you have it, then it's more than enough. But if you still hesitate to getting into it, and if you feel it's very tough or anything, it will keep on tough. But I'm saying that generative AI is very, very simple. Okay, machine learning is very
No,
tough.
no, I agree with. I mean, this generative AI I have selected. I have checked so many people, and I took so many inputs. I have searched so many places. I mean,
Mm.
there's a Gartner. There is a one site. It will give suggestions to IT companies. There's a Gartner company. So
Mm.
based on Gartner, I have taken inputs, and I personally I want to learn this one. That is the reason
Mm.
I'm
Okay.
interested on this generative AI.
Yes. So once you have this generative AI, you not required a ML, machine learning or deep learning NLP. So everything is can take
Yeah.
care by this generative AI. Why? Because this generative AI is always linked with LLM. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So it's like a college. Once you reach to the college, you not required whatever you already learned in 7th standard or 10th standard. Maybe some
Yeah.
basics there, but it not required entirely. Okay,
Yes. Exactly.
so that is the level now we are in. So we are like we are studying in a college that A is like. So next it will go for third year, second, fourth year. Finally, it getting into a job in the sense it's in a different level. At that time, we definitely will have robot and in a different form of it. Okay. So don't think about that. Definitely, the job is there. Without job or manual work, that world won't run. Okay. So definitely
Exactly.
it required in any one of the form. So if you see, learn
I agree.
AI, that AI will help to get into any kind of domain. Previously, if you know that language, you should be in that only software side. If you know that a generative AI or AI format, any one of this, you can get into any kind of domain. Why? Because all the domains have AI. You can get the
Correct.
job in
Correct.
across multiple options.
Yes.
Okay.
I agree.
So
Manual work you should be.
yes, anywhere if you go, so that AI approach will remain same, right?
Correct. Correct.
So
I why because in past there's a banks there is a manual work. Lot of books they're maintaining records. Later computer came,
yes,
but that computer
everyone
user
convert.
should be human only.
A computer should be human. That human, the
Yes.
computer is implemented manufacturing side and software side, even in a small department store. Everywhere we have a computer, right? So
Correct.
that same way, if you go for AI, that is the next computer. That's it. You
Correct.
can.
Yeah. Agree. Agree. Agree.
So don't. That's what even my colleagues, everyone is just thinking about what is next, what is next. But what is present? If you comfortable with that, have you learned all those things? Whatever present, then why you worry about tomorrow? Why you worry about that next level? If
Yeah.
you completed the 12th, why you worry about college? Without
Yes.
completing the 12th, you thinking about college, there is no nothing in that. Okay, you're not able to complete the 12th and you're not joining to the college. So you are in
Yes.
the
Yes.
12th standard. You have to think about, first we have to learn this 12th standard perfectly and get good marks to get into doctor or engineer. That level we are in. We are like a student now. That kind of fear is going to, it's happening.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah,
whether we have a job or not, whether we get a seat in that college or not, like that only we are in. Okay,
yes,
but
yes.
that
Now
the
I'm
thumb
into
rule
that one
is,
only.
yeah, now we are in that portion, but still, if you learn whatever you are in that current situation, or you are in the 12th standard, if you learn the 12th standard subject very well, then automatically you will get a good college and good marks. Such way, same kind of practice you have to implement now. Whatever the current trend is going on, if you're comfortable with that, you no worry about what is next.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
So this is what that advice giving to everyone. So
Yeah, thank
last
you so
two three
much.
batches, yeah, two three batches, the peoples are very scared, saying that I'm 3 plus years, 4 plus years of experience, manual ops team. I'm working in operations. So they keep on the peoples are scaring about it. So the only I telling the word is, you are in the 12th standard. Don't think about your colleges or what next. Just read whatever currently is there. If you read very well and if you get the concept very well, then don't bother about it. What is next? That will automatically help you to lift up whatever you learn now.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Thanks for your
Yeah,
support and advice.
yeah. So So this is that evaluation. So now we are here. So as I said, the machine learning and the deep learning, this all kind of some seventh or eighth standard. We are in the 12th, but it requires some little bit basic from there and to understand what it is, what this generative AI. So I already told it will do their own task. Okay. So what kind of task? How are we going to collaborate this task? Okay. So there is a LAN chain. Okay.
Yeah,
To create agent, you require this LAN chain framework. Okay.
correct.
Next, if you have any existing API or any existing services you have to link with AI. That is nothing but MCP. If you want to access the data which is using only within your organization, for that you have to use RAG.
Rags.
Okay. So this is the first basic rule. Okay. MCP also we can consider later. LAN chain is the main thing to create a agent. Okay.
Yeah.
So what is LAN chain? LAN chain is a person. Let's imagine it is a person
Mhm.
between your uh, whatever that concept you try to do. It's LAN chain to link with your ML, LLM. If you have a RAG, it's have some kind of organization data you want to access, but that needs to always needs to formatting and give a better results, then you have to go for LLM. You have to link with that LLM. Finally, this will helps to give whatever that output you required. I'm just giving some layman terms. The results will come from your LLM. Okay. So RAG, I'm giving that input to the RAG. This is my client or input. The RAG is go. The RAG try to understand it. Already the data are stored. This LLM will, yeah, wait a minute. It's totally confusing it. Better I can do like this. This one will give here the data source from organization. Yeah, always the client approach to that LLM. Okay, this LLM already linked that LAN chain, already linked the RAG. So now, if there is no LAN chain, If I'm directly contact to that LLM, generally it have the train data. From there, whatever the question I asked, from there it will take it and give to the client. Okay, but now I'm included lang chain. This lang chain, what it will do, whatever the request coming from that client through LLM, it reach to that rack and take the data and give to that LLM client ready report kind of, and then client will get it. Okay. Now the question is here where we doing agent, we not doing any agent. So this is the basic rule. So from here, I'm going to add my business logic, okay, in this line chain. So what I need
Yeah.
to do with this data? Okay, so the data is presented usually. Let's imagine this is some kind of ops operation team. I'm just asking, since you are in that manufacture sector, I'm saying that my car already sent to the service, which is since the 1 week there is no update. I'm just sending the mail or request to it, any one of the system or any web application. This that request will directly go to that LLM. This LLM approach to that lang chain. This lang chain will check with that rack. Inside that rack, maybe I'm connected with some kind of details, document details, or it directly connected with that database. From there, it will fetch the data and tell to that this particular vehicle is in under service. In next 1 hour or 1 day, it will be deliverable. The status will get updated. Like that, it will generate a client ready report and give back to the client. Instead of client, we can send it as a mail. Such things we can able to automatically make it. Okay, whatever you're chatting it just go and approaching it to that. I'm not querying any database. Based on my normal prompt, that LLM will create a query, and that query will inject to that rag. That rag it's approaching to the particular database, take the data and give back to the client or sending as the mail. Okay, so this is small task. This one we able to do it. So using LangChain program or framework. Without this also we can do it. There is a tool. There is a lot of tools are there. Okay.
Yeah.
So there is a Copilot Studio. Okay, Copilot Studio which helps to link some kind of Microsoft tools directly to that workflow and will do it. Or else there is a Claude. Okay, the cloud which helps to integrate your Gmail to read or sending the mail, integrate with a data source to your Gmail. Whenever the particular mail is coming from this person, what needs to give, everything we can able to automate it. So whatever we doing as a kind of manual work, converting into automate. So that's all we call it as a generative AI. Okay, clear?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I have this thing. Or we are going to cover QA also, right? Hello.
Yeah, what is it?
I mean Microsoft. I mean QA, multi-agent collaboration.
Yeah, multi-agent collaboration in that syllabus I saw. Yeah, we can do that as well.
The Microsoft AutoGen also, right?
So Microsoft AutoGen, it's I think need to check why, because directly we don't have that access. We have to purchase it. Okay. So
Okay.
similar to that, if there anything else, we can do it. Otherwise, if you have that license, yes, I can take it. Currently, I don't have access.
Okay.
Okay. So we have to
Yeah.
subscribe it. We have to do a subscription. You already know, right? We have to take the subscription.
Yes, yes. You have to purchase keys, right?
Yes, purchase the key, API key, or else you
Mm.
can subscribe it. Based on that hit, it will do that for this.
Yeah, fine, fine.
So you have to get the key for practice open AI or Claude Claude or Gemini. Any one if you have it, that's fine. And if you have Microsoft account, you have to get Copilot. This will help, but one thing for open source or without paying, we can do it, but it required organization mail. Okay, that normal personal mail it won't allow to get that free trial. That is a problem actually for
I
practice.
I can I provide my organization mate, at the time when
You
we
have
need.
no. You have to check with your organization. Is it okay to share this email ID to register? But because that is some kind of confidential, should not share outside of other than
Oh,
that organization.
I think that's okay. I feel
Okay. If it is then
when
you
the
can
topic
create
comes, I'll I mean, when the topic comes. Meanwhile, I'll check with the IT guy.
Okay. Okay.
We'll see.
So the okay. So this is what that introduction I'm planned at. Okay.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, so 8 maximum 8:45 will try to join. Okay. Why? Because
Oh,
till 8:30 have a call. Some
yeah,
way,
yeah,
some
fine.
people raised any questions that needs to explain that little bit extending it on 5 minutes or 10 minutes. That is a problem.
No problem for me. I'll wait.
Okay. Yeah. Fine. So tomorrow, we're going to start about land chain. Okay. So what is
Oh,
land chain
yeah,
and how to create some small task we try to do this.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
This what is this MCP full name? I mean full form?
This is model context protocol. Okay. Model text
Yeah, fine.
context, which is developed by entropy. Okay. So
Okay.
so you know right entropy, which is the cloud one, the cloud
Yeah,
content.
yeah.
Okay. So this is the first product. MC is the first product of the cloud. Later they developed it multiple thing. So that MC is get very famous. Now they are using co-work.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes. Yeah,
Okay, so this is the one. The main thing you should have access to this, and we try to create a small part tomorrow. Okay, agent.
yeah.
So that agent either we have to read the document and give that. So that standard input we can set it inside, or you can connect with any client to get that input. What response need to give it. So such things we can
Yeah,
do. So link
sure.
with the LLMs or without LLM, we can do it. But with LLM is always required, even though we not take the data from LLM because to structuring the data or to understand that prompt. Okay. So without
Yeah,
LLM, we cannot send the prompt directly to the RAG or MCP. Why? Because that things are not understand. So
correct.
LLM only the person can able to understand our prompt and it helps to hit whatever the ecosystem we linked it.
Sure,
So
sure.
such way. So this is for the brief. Any question in this till now? If it not, we can
Mm,
wind up. We can connect to them.
Yeah, sure, sure. I don't have any doubts. I'll go through these topics once again before
Yeah,
tomorrow
yeah,
class.
yeah,
So, yeah, thank you so
yeah.
much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye. Bye.
Bye bye.
Hope you were able to see the screen, right? Hello. Ravi, are you there? I'm not able to hear you. Hello. Ravi, you are in mute, I think. Hello.
Are you speaking anything?
Yes, I'm speaking. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Hello. Ravi, can you hear me? Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
am I
Am I
audible?
audible? Yes, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Hello, hello, hello. Am I audible now?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
Can you
yeah.
hear
Now
me
I am
now?
able. Yeah, yeah. Now I am able to hear.
Okay. Okay. Multiple things. You're able to see the screen?
Yes, yes. I am able to see screen notepad, LangChain core concept stuff.
Yes, okay. So what I'm saying here is this LAN chain which helps to link between your component and LLM. So basically this LAN chain is a interface. Okay, all those methods are available wherever it want to invoke or assigning the data or assigning the tools, whatever. This runnable interface which help us to implement your concept into this interface. Okay, so that sometime I'm using OpenAI, it will accommodate. If we use Claude, it will accommodate. So it is very highly customized one. It not restrict. You have to use this particular LLM. It not like that. So it is an interface. Interface, as you know that it can plug and play any kind of tool. Such that way it was designed. Okay.
Correct.
So this have methods like invoke, batch, stream, and AI invoke. Okay. So these all I will explain while coming to that program. So invoke means it just invoke whatever the parameters and whatever that interface we configured for this LAN chain object. So that's all get invoked. So based on that.
Okay.
And this pipe operator which helps to like Unix pipe. Okay, so we used to type that pipe right to this pipe operator which helps to feed that component or splitting that component one by one. Okay, so if we have multiple component in the sense we're going to give multiple parameters such things we not here we're not using any command, we're using a pipe operator. Okay, so there is a uh, some kind of workflows are required to create a chain. Okay, LAN chain. The chain means it's a connecting part. Okay, that's the reason. So this is a language chain, or we can say LAN chain. So this helps to connecting all your component with your workflow, or you can say we connecting to your LLM. So this is that framework which helps to do or helps to create a bot or agent.
Okay. Okay. Wait a minute. Take this. You able to see the screen? Yeah, I'm able to see. Okay. So now we creating here. Wait, let me fix this. Few issues are there.
So some reason that collabs not works. So I'm implemented this in Python.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, now there is no error. Okay. See here. So basically, whatever you asking to the chat GPT, the same way we created here. Okay. So how we created by using LangChain uh, group. Okay. So this group
Okay.
is a kind of LLM. This is one type of LLM. You can check it. Okay. But why I'm using this? Because it's give free API key access.
Okay.
Okay. If I'm using Open Chat GPT or Open AI or Copilot anything, so I need to pay for that LLM. But this group, we no need to pay anything. We directly use it. Okay. For example, if I'm using Open AI, this package we have a package called Open AI. It's not coming. Let write down that as well. Whenever you want to access Open AI, then you have to implement land chain OpenAI. That package we have to install.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay. Okay. Since I'm using Brook, which helps, yeah, if I'm using OpenAI, yeah, you can able to go. Okay. So based on which library, which LLM you using, that particular library you have to download it. Okay. So now I'm using that LLM name is Brook. So this group which helps to get that key without any cost. Okay, this is the key I'm generated. How it generated that I tell you later. So now I just created a chat group. Okay, what model it is. So this is the model I'm using. Okay, so Llama. So which is the model I'm using it for this for creating this LAN chain, simple LAN chain program. So here I'm just creating a chatbot. Okay, so chat agent. Okay, so here define your prompt template. Okay. So your assistant. So the system saying that your assistant user, whatever that user prompt we going to provide, that will invoke here. Okay, that is the prompt. Next, the chain. I already told the multiple uh, components, whatever you want to invoke, that all should be in the generator, right? So this is LLM.
Yeah.
LLM object is created. Prompt object is created. Okay. Next, this output should be a string. Okay, whatever that getting a response, that we convert into output as a string. So for that we using string output parser. Okay,
Awesome.
totally three things we just called it to this chain. So the chain
Chain.
where it coming from? So the chain is an object. We can create a chain. Okay, this is what we called prompt LLM. That output should be string. Okay, so we created a chain or workflow kind of. Okay, so after creating this object, the same object I am going to use it to invoke. Okay, so this value can be any. Okay, a that same a can invoke. So now you have a question. So invoke, how it come to know that? Because it is already sold, it's a interface, runnable interface, so that we able to get it. Once you creating this kind of operations, automatically it considered as a kind of LAN chain object. How it's come to know that LAN chain? First prompt is coming from that LAN chain. Okay, LAN chain only the prompt chat, the prompt template. and then LLM also it comes from your line chain. So all together we just making that this output parser also it's coming from line chain. So this all it's a part of line chain methods. So while making a kind of chain, that output also should be a chain object. So that's the reason line chain object we able to invoke. So that name can be anything. This object name can be anything. Okay. So now here the question you can ask anything here.
Correct.
I'm going to ask write a leave letter. Write a leave letter. Okay. It's written that leave letters. Sample leave letter. Able to see the screen?
Yes, yes, yes.
That same thing, whatever you asked, I can able to do it through program. Okay. How? It's
Okay.
written that leave letter. Because
Using
I'm using.
LangChain.
So this is the base. So once we able to interact with LLM, yes, we can able to achieve a lot of things, right? Whatever we try to do the job in programmatic. And what you ask, so this you can ask, I will type it here and run it.
What is the
Okay.
weather current?
Uh, Current.
But this and all backend it will right.
Yeah, this all from that current LLM. That's what I yesterday explained, right? That LLM backend,
Yeah, yeah,
lot of real time and trained data are there.
yeah, yeah. So when you
From
ask
that,
question in ChatGPT or whether whatever it is, so when you that question backend, so much process, so much
yes,
compressing will
this
happen, and it will give a output for us like answer.
answers. Yes. So I checked if option nine. I'm a large model. I don't have real time. See here, I don't have real
Yeah,
time weather. So for this, we have to write
real time condition.
real time conditions and we have to develop a program. That's what we call as agent.
Okay,
So that this is not real time. Okay. So the current weather, it's not communicating to it real time.
got it, got it.
Now, uh, can you say which World Cup? Cricket World Cup. In cricket.
2023 World Cup.
Lost.